guys, thanks for watching. I have something to say. Today I decided to get a coffee fix from a place that I've seen on Instagram over and over again called Ants in Your Pants. It's a quaint little breakfast spot on South Street, and there are great options to get regarding food, but I just wasn't in the mood. And if I could just be 100 with you, it's not that I'm in the mood. I'm doing this thing for November called like No Junk November, and everything on their menu was like fried city, so it just doesn't fit my situation right now. So no, I'm going to stick with coffee because I love it. And when I was on their site, they boasted about the Austrian blend that they have for coffee, and I am a Java lover. I love coffee. I don't mess with Folgers and Maxwell House. If you have it in your home, I'm going to be very offensive and decline, because I mess with specific Javalia. If it's going to be from the market, it has to be Javalia. And when I'm out, Saxby's, different places, I love to try different coffees. So when I saw their, advertisement, or, when they were saying that their coffee is a great Austrian blend, I had to get down here and try it out. They even sell it by the pound, and I'll get right into it. It's perfect. It's perfect. There's no extra in it. I don't really do sugar. There's no extra in this, like how you gotta put, I get caramel swirl, a little pumpkin. Yeah, normally, in mine, I get a little no, I don't have no peppermint. I have nothing. I have a little bit of half and half, and I asked her to give me a little bit of the non-sugar like sweetener because of my whole No Junk in November thing, and it is good. I'm actually going to get a pound. They're a cash only establishment, so if you do decide to come down and try Ants in Your Pants, make sure you have money in your pocket. They give me green eggs, but it's not a chain, so, and I don't like green eggs. I think green eggs is overrated. I am going to come back and try the food some other time, but I gotta, be disciplined, you know what I mean? So we won't be getting any of that today. So while I'm sipping on my Java, there are some things that went on this week that, were very interesting to me. A lot of the bloggers, talk show hosts, and media personalities were talking about Kendra. The whole Kendra Hank thing, I mean, I'll give you the backdrop. King is a former Playboy bunny. She married Hank, who was at one time a really great football player. I guess he was doing good enough. He was well off. They got married, got their own reality show, and that's their story. Well, long story short, over the summer, Hank was caught with a transvestite, and this week everybody is talking about the fact that Kendra's going to take him back, and she just wants to go to counseling. They may be on that show on VH1, couple counseling, and she also wants she wants to have a cheat card where she gets to step out because he did. I mean, I'm no marriage counselor, honey, and I guess some of the smart Alex that's watching this knows that I am not even married, so who am I? But I'm just going to speak on behalf of women. Kendra, baby, if your husband prefers men, that's something that you're going to have to really kind of look over your shoulder with for the rest of your life. First of all, if a man likes the pleasure of another man, that limits us as women. I mean, I'm not talking about anal sex. Anybody can do that. But what about fellatio? Like, you can't please him the way a man does, because like we don't have that strong jaw like men. So I mean, they grip it different. And Hunty, when you could do your best, baby, you could do sore the next morning, but it ain't gonna be like Mr. slash Mrs. who got the little sex change and gripped it real good for him. I mean, that's something you always gonna have to really deal with, that your husband kind of likes that, and you can't do that. I couldn't do it. I know women who've taken men back after the whole down low situation. Oh, I didn't know, she was pretty, had a weave, but you knew when it went down, because one thing I know for sure is guys like to feel. We ain't gotta go there with it, but Kendra, I don't think Kendra, you don't do it. Those long 7-Eleven runs, honey. He took a 35-40 minutes just to get that coffee or whatever. He gonna be right over the Tranny's house, or another Tranny, honey. He gonna look for it again because it's different. All right, you can't do it, Kendra. You can't do it like him, her. You can't. And y'all can lay off Beyonce. The footage that was out there with her and Jay and Tata at the game the other night. Y'all can lay off her. Ain't nothing wrong with Beyonce, okay? What was wrong? I want to know that she losing it. Are you losing it? I mean, come on, really? She was grooving. Well, how do we know that there wasn't music on that we didn't know, that we couldn't hear? How do we know? And you know what I said to one of my friends? She was like, well, I want to know, like, what is going on? She looked like she was crazy. Long story short, her eyes to me did look very relaxed. I can relate, because I can sip wine and the eyes get low. So maybe she was sipping a little wine. So what? They didn't have Blue. They always have their daughter. They didn't have Blue. They're out. They're at a Nets game. Maybe she was grooving a little bit. Maybe there was a song playing and maybe it wasn't. Child, ain't nobody losing it. Y'all just can't leave her I'm just loving this season. The Real, the talk show with Tamar Braxton, Lonnie Love, Tamara Mowry, Jenny Mai, and Adrian Bailon. I hope everybody's watching The Real, and if you're a working person, DVR it if you can afford that in your life, because it's such a good show. And you know why I think what sets The Real apart from other talk shows is because I think that they have all had their own experience with celebrity. So when celebrities are on there, when celebrities come to The Real, they are not disrespected, they are not asked uncomfortable questions. If they're there to promote a show, along with the games and let's have fun, let's talk about how I felt about you when I was younger growing up, that is what's addressed. If there is some drama going on, it's not even brought up. Tiny was on there, they never talked about her eye changing, you know how she changed the color to gray or whatever. They never talked about it. They focused on her and Shekinah's show. They had a good time. It was just awesome. T.I. was on there, not one question. They may have talked about infidelity a little bit, he gave his take on it, they moved on. I think that's what sets The Real apart. I understand that if we just want to compare them to The View, Barbara Walters has always been a reporter. She's always been about getting the answers that everybody else wants to hear. So yeah, on The View, they're going to make a few celebrities uncomfortable. Even if I don't want to talk about it, they're going to talk about it because that's her background. I get it, but I have to give the girls from the Real their props, because I honestly like the fact that when I'm on there watching a celebrity that I love, they are not uncomfortable. The Real is all that to me. I hope that they last. I even want tickets, but it's like in LA or whatever, and child, that's a whole car note, mortgage payment, and a nice outfit in itself. Just the plane tickets, baby. I need buddy passes, and I need to make sure I can get home on time on them buddy passes. The buddy passes will get you, honey. I just had an experience. Listen, got the floor to find. Leaving, Jesus, honey, somebody was in the airport with tears. I just wanted something come through for me, Lord. That's all I wanted. I'm here though. I made it. Alright, so I'm about to close up and get up out of here, but I did want to say in closing that I spoke with a guy from my old neighborhood that I grew up with recently, and I didn't know he watches the show because it's not a very popular show. I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that, but he called me up like, yeah, team, you know, I'll be watching it and stuff, and his question was, what made you do that? And honestly, I did it because I wanted to. I wanted to do it. It seemed like a great idea, and I had someone who was willing to come out with me and do it. And so that's it. I did it basically because I wanted to. When I am with friends who are interested in this type of thing, we can talk for days. So I said, and I see other shows like it on YouTube. I'm not afraid to say that I was influenced by other shows. So when I saw other people doing it, I said I can do it as well. It's a good time. I had fun doing it. I get cussed out more than I get praised, but that's okay. I don't care. It hasn't deterred me yet. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close out, but I'm going to wrap up real quick and say that I'm loving TV so far. I like Vince and Tamar. Very uncomfortable with this week's what do you call that? This week's show, I guess, because the one guy that's friends with Vince, I don't care if I don't know his name. He's Vince's friend, and him and his wife go everywhere with them. He was coming down so hard on their friends that were gay. It was Vince and Tamar, the guy and his wife, and then Tamar's friend that's gay and his new lover. And this guy he just felt so he felt like he had the right to preach the Bible to them and let them know how he felt about gay people and what it means in God and what it means in the church and stuff like that. And I just felt like he was so out of line and just so gay yourself, honey. Them questions and all that mess, baby, you curious or experienced, honey. And maybe you married your wife because you know you wanted to do it the right way, but all that extra, you told on yourself. You told on yourself. To me, you've been exposed. I don't care what anybody say, because nobody does that. I don't even know how to get right, so I can't get detailed into it, but that guy, LaShawn Daniels, that's his name, Vince's friend, he's the real MVP this week for being a bi-curious homophobe. Yeah, LaShawn, MVP for you, Zol. And that whole conversation when they were in Cabo was stupid, and if that was my husband, I probably would have mugged the shit out of him when we got back to the room. Like, you dumb, like, you say that for? But she ain't gonna do it, because she know where he from, honey. But anyway, another thing I'm loving, Scandal is bringing me back to old Scandal with these last couple episodes. Loving it. I even felt, you know, some type of way, honey, when Fitz child, when Fizz told her he was going to kiss her so she can see how she tastes. Lord, forgive me. I mean, for the judgmental Judys and Johns out there, I ain't gonna go no further, but Lord. And How to Get Away with Murder, it's good too. I'm loving How to Get Away with Murder. And the lead taking that wig off, baby. Yeah. Lord.